Hey everybody, welcome back to another Theology Thursday. Of course, this is a special week in the life of the church, and even though we can't all be together, we will still be live streaming services at 7 o'clock this evening. But Maundy Thursday, the day we're in right now, is a special day. The word Maundy means commandment, and it talks about a number of different things that actually happen in the story of the Last Supper. Depending on what gospel you're reading, shows us a couple of things. So first off, you get the synoptic gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke. They give you more the story of the institution of the Lord's Supper. So Jesus and his disciples, they're celebrating the Passover, and the commandment is the do this in remembrance of me. And of course, that's where Jesus has instituted for us the sacrament of Holy Communion that I know many of us are longing to be able to share with one another once again, and we will. We will at some point in time be able to share that again, and it'll be a joyous celebration when we get to do that. The other part of the text, though, comes from the Gospel of John, and that's the part of the story where he's not as concerned with the communion aspect of the Last Supper. What he does is something different. In John, that's where we get the story that we'll hear later on this evening about Jesus kneeling at his disciples' feet. And he takes a towel and he washes each one of them. He washes their feet, which is that place reserved for the lowest person in the house. And then eventually he comes back and he says to them, "Do you know what I've done? I, your teacher and Lord, have washed your feet. You also ought to wash one another's feet." And then he goes on with what some might call the love commandment, the other part of the Maundy that happens tonight or today. And so not only do we have the do this in remembrance of me, but we also have the love one another as I have loved you. And especially that part of love one another, what's wonderful about that is it's not just about loving the people that you know, loving the people that you like or get along with. It's about loving one another, being in community. And even in Jesus' own little community with the disciples, Judas was the one who was about to betray him. Peter would eventually deny him. The rest of the disciples would all scatter. And yet, Jesus' example is the one that kneels at each one of their feet, washes each one of them, loves each one of them, shares a meal together with them. So at this point in time, as we are quarantined in our houses, I'm actually coming to you from our piano room right now, but as we are quarantined, we just need to be reminded of God's love and knowing that right now that's going to look maybe a little differently than it normally would. It might mean reaching out in different ways. It might mean trying to learn some new things on social media or on video technology to try to do something different. Just this morning, I was trying to put together a video, which is not my forte, not my training, and yet it was important for us to do some sort of a prayer walk tomorrow since we're going to be missing that in person. And so there's a video going live tomorrow at noon. But find new ways to encounter God, whether it's you reading scripture on your own, whether it is you tuning into the stuff online that we're doing or things that other folks are doing. Find ways to connect to God, to grow in your love of God, and find ways to grow in your love for one another. Reach out to somebody. If somebody is on your heart, in your mind, don't wait. Don't think of it as just a passing thought. Pick up the phone, send them an email, send them a text, do something. Give them a call. There are plenty of people out there right now that are lonely and missing that sense of community. And as we seek to love one another and follow Jesus' example, right now perhaps one of the best ways we can do that is to just show that we care for those around us. We'll be in touch soon. Take care and be safe. And hopefully we'll see you online for Maundy Thursday services. Take care.